Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about what is Presidential Fleet Review and what is its significance. We will also look at the background of Presidential Fleet Review and what are the events that take place in this particular event. So first of all, if we try to understand that why we are discussing about this particular topic, so the reason is because today on the Monday, the 14th President of India, Ramnath Kovind, will take part in the Indian Navy's 12th Presidential Fleet Review. A fleet review in basic term actually is conducted once during the tenure of the presidents, and for Ramnath Kovind this is going to be the first such naval review. Historically, till now 11 fleet reviews or presidential fleet reviews in India has been conducted since independence. Out of this, the review conducted during 2001 and 2016 were the International Fleet Review. International Fleet Review means not only the naval forces of India participated, but also from the neighboring and the enemy friendly countries like US, UK, Australia. Naval forces of these countries also participated during these two events. Navy's Presidential Review, as per Navy, is believed to be the second most important event in terms of significance after the Republic Day parade. So let us try to understand what is the Presidential Review. So in simple terms, it is nothing but it is the event that marks the president taking stock of the Navy's capabilities, that how capable is the Navy of that particular country, in this case India, in case certain challenges arises or a war starts or the Navy had to participate and strike the enemy countries. So for this, the president is taken to a special ship that is referred as President's Yacht to look at all the ships that is docked on one of the naval ports. However, before embarking on this President's Yacht, President is given 21-gun salute. Also, in this particular case, for example, this year, the naval ship that has been chosen to become a President's Yacht is an indigenous developed naval offshore patrol vessel called as INS Sumitra. On this INS Sumitra, it will be adorned with the Ashoka emblem, which is the national emblem of India, and also it will display a President standard, which is displayed on the flag. So Ashoka emblem, we all already know, it has been taken from the Sarnath line capital. So let us try to understand what is President's standard. So President's standard is nothing but a flag that is adorned with 4 different symbols. This flag is an old flag that was in practice till 1971. Then since independence till 1971, the President's standard was made up of 4 different symbols. You can see the first is the lion capital from the Sarnath line capital, national emblem that represents the unity of India. Second is the symbol of elephant that represents the patience and strength of the country. The third is a weighing scale that represents the justice and economy. And the fourth is the flowers and the plants that represents the prosperity of the nations. So these were the national emblem till early 1970s. Since then, the national emblem has underwent changes, and as of now, the current President's standard, has underwent change, and currently the President's standard looks something like this, where on the leftward side we have the national flag of India, in the central we have a red cross that represents the Indian Navy, in the center of this flag we have the national emblem of India, that is Ashoka's line capital, and in the right side we have the elephant that represents the patience and courage of the India. So this is the President's standard which will be displayed today in the INS Sumitra. Now the participants of this particular fleet review is not all the ships of Indian Navy, because here the purpose is not to display all the ships that Indian Navy possesses, but basically it is a method or way of displaying all and various different kind of ships and capabilities that Indian Navy possesses. So that is why 60 different ships and submarines as well as 55 aircrafts belonging to the air wing of Indian Navy has been included in the Presidential Fleet Review. Not only from Indian Navy but also Indian Coast Guard ships and their air capabilities will be at display. However, this year not only the ships or vessels from the Naval Forces and Coast Guard but also the merchant vessels that belongs to the Shipping Corporation of India as well as the Ministry of Earth Sciences will be displayed and included in the Presidential Fleet Review. So if we try to understand the proceedings, how the event will unfold. So first of all the ships that is participating in the Presidential Fleet Review will be dressed in the full regalia and will salute the President as he passes along with the ships. Furthermore, a spectacular flypast by the several helicopters and fixed-wing aircrafts will also be conducted. These aircrafts and helicopters belong to the Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guards. And in last, the mobile columns of different warships and submarines will be paraded across the President of India. So this is how the 3 different events will unfold during the fleet review. Apart from that, since Indian Navy does not only participate in the wartime activity, but also had to play a very significant and important role during the peacetime events. So certain activities, for example, waterfront activities will be conducted where the sails will be paraded. There will be demonstration by Indian Navy of search and rescue operation, and also aerobatics by Hawk aircraft and water para jumps by the elite marine commandos are also included in the event list of Presidential Fleet Review. Why these events are important? Because as you know, the Indian Navy does not have to play any significant role only during war. They do not just have a function of attacking the enemy ships, but also during peacetime they take part in a lot of activities. For example, if any aircraft has crashed or any disasters happened in the sea, it is the job of this job of Indian Naval Forces and Indian Naval ships to help the people and the country in that time. Not only in the countries, but also they can provide relief and they can provide help to the neighboring countries, to the friendly countries. For example, when a few years back Maldives had fresh water crisis, when the desalination plant of the country failed, it were the Indian naval ships that actually transported a huge volume of fresh water to the neighboring countries and provided water to the Maldivian residents. So these are all the events that Indian Navy participate. Not only that, even for example, during COVID-19, when a lot of people across from India, Indian citizens were trapped across the world, it were the Indian naval ships that actually were used as a transporting vessels to bring all the Indian nationals to the home country. So that is why these events are also included in the fleet review of presidents. Now, if you look at the brief background of Presidential Fleet Review, so first fleet review was conducted after independence in year 1953, when the then President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, was actually in the command of the armed forces. Further, in 1964, we have slight differences when the Defense Minister Yavi Chauhan actually participated in the Presidential Fleet Review. But since then, every fleet review has been commanded by the President of India himself. The maximum difference, or we can say the maximum time period which had passed between two different fleet reviews was between 1989 to 2001, which was a gap period of 12 years. In 1989, it was the President R. Venkataraman who presided the review, while in year 2001, it was presided by the then President of India, President K. R. Narayanan. Incidentally, 2001, as we have discussed, was also the year when it was the International Fleet Review year. Then in 2016, under the command of President Pranab Mukherjee, it was the last Presidential Fleet Review before today that was commenced. Now, looking at the significance of the Presidential Fleet Review, it actually, when it started, it is believed that it was a way of showing the allegiance and commitment of the Navy to defend the country. And from the other side, also when it shows fleet review is conducted under the command of President being the representative of sovereign, he actually put his trust and faith in the naval forces, and similarly naval forces put their allegiance or we can say display their allegiance and commitment to protect the nation of the country, to protect the national interest and national security when the time demands. Not only that, it also signifies a very strong bond or represents a very strong bond that links seafarer of the world. Now, why it is a strong bond that links seafarer of the world? So simply because the fleet review is not a practice that is conducted only by India. The Presidential Fleet Review is conducted across all the countries, and by being part of a single type of event, they actually serve as a link between all the seafarers of the world, all the naval forces of the world. However, naval experts also believe that in the beginning it was the fleet review was perhaps conceived as a show of naval might to the enemy forces, but as of now it has taken a more peaceful stance, and where the display is mainly done to ensure or to give a sense of security and pride to the nations of the country. So that is all about the Presidential Fleet Review. So I hope you understood this particular topic. We'll come again soon with another interesting topic. Till then, take care. Thank you very much.